The new year hasn't brought with it any regulatory clarity on cryptocurrencies, and this has its consequences. Last week, the Central Goods and Services Tax Mumbai Zone said it had detected GST evasion of Rs 40.5 crores on commission earned by Indian crypto exchange WazirX. The Mumbai-based crypto firm had to cough up Rs 49.2 crores, which included its GST dues plus interest. The contention was that WazirX wasn't paying GST on the commissions that it charged on transactions through its platform. If the transaction is in Indian rupees or cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ether, WazirX charges a commission of 0.2%. But if the transaction is in WazirX's own native utility cryptocurrency called WazirX token or WRX, the exchange charges a commission of 0.1%. The tax authorities have claimed that WazirX was only paying GST on the commission it earned in INR transactions, but not on the commission it earned in its own cryptocurrency WRX. The argument seems to be that by facilitating peer-to-peer transactions on its platform, WazirX is providing a service which is taxable at 18% GST. This is similar to what commodity exchanges and other intermediaries have to pay in India. After GST recovery from WazirX, the Directorate General of GST Intelligence under the Ministry of Finance has reportedly launched probes into the commission structure of various other crypto exchanges, investigating whether there are more cases of GST evasion. Crypto exchanges, on their part, have claimed that the issue arose because of a lack of regulatory clarity on the treatment of cryptocurrency as a currency, a commodity, a service, or something else. We spoke to Shashi Matthews, partner for direct tax at Indus Law, to understand more about this issue.
Under GST, the tax is paid on supply of goods or on supply of services, and that does not extend to transactions in money or securities. Money is defined under the GST as legal tender which is recognized by RBI. A similar definition also extends to securities as to those which are recognized by the Securities Contract Regulation Act. Cryptocurrency does not fall in either of two, quite evidently. Now, the question that comes out is whether it's a supply of goods or supply of services. And we are hoping that the cryptocurrency bill will address that to some extent. But until then, there is really a gap in the law, because some may see cryptocurrency as a supply of service, some may see cryptocurrency as a supply of goods. Essentially, they are an asset class, and that's what the industry also has been saying. Insofar as transaction fees, commissions, or brokerages being charged by cryptocurrency exchanges on transacting on these exchanges, those will attract GST as a supply of service. And I think that is clearly the picture that's emerging out of these searches being conducted by the GST authorities. And we'll have to await for further clarifications from the CBIC or the government on what exactly are these items being classified as.
If the WazirX incident serves as a precedent, then at least part of what crypto exchanges provide can be categorized as services and taxed accordingly. This could provide some clarity to Indian crypto exchanges going forward. Indian crypto firms also await clarity on how to treat the income made through crypto investments. While there is no clarification from the government on that front either, industry players have built a consensus. Users are advised that if they've made a small profit and cashed in before 36 months, then such gains from cryptocurrencies will have to be listed under other income in the tax form and be paid as per the tax bracket applicable to them. If cryptos are held for more than 36 months, then gains should be classified as long-term capital gains and will be subject to tax at 20% plus applicable surcharge and cess. Indian crypto exchanges are also routinely probed for violating the Foreign Exchange Management Act, which permits cross-border barter only through authorized banking channels. In this context, cross-border crypto transactions being facilitated by Indian crypto firms are seen running afoul of India's FEMA rules. More clarity is expected along these lines every year during the budget session. It remains to be seen if India's long-awaited bill to regulate cryptocurrencies will see the light of day next month.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views, and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, and LinkedIn.